you folks in Kay County. Now let's go back to the weather show. There's still an intense tornado likely on the ground in northwestern Okfuskee County right now, and it is going to be just to the southwest of IXL is where it is right now, and it is an intense circulation going on in Okfuskee County. And let's go to the storm tracker, and we can take a look at that. It is now going to be tracking very close to the town of Welty and north of Okemah, and then that circulation now that is southeast of Prague. Southeast of Prague, that's going to be tracking kind of down I-40 on the northern sides of I-40. I believe Emily Sutton is still tracking that. Let's see if we can go to Emily here live from very close to Prague. Emily, what do you have?
Mike, I don't know if you just pitched to me, but my phone's breaking up a little bit.
You're on, Emily.
Okay, thanks. So, Steve, please turn this. We have the lowering. There's lots of motion with this. Definitely a lowering on this storm. Do not see a tornado. There's lots of motion. I watched it from far away earlier when we were on I-40. Right now we're actually heading north towards Prague. And it did get pretty close to the ground earlier, but right now we're just seeing some rotation with it. No funnel to report as of yet. Mike?
Emily, appreciate that. That's going to be just southeast of Prague. And this lead circulation, as we go to the storm tracker, the lead circulation, there's all sorts of reports up here by Tulsa of debris coming out of the sky. And I think it is likely, this is the lead tornado which came through Shawnee. It is likely that it is from that lead tornado. This is a monster right here on the ground. It is a monster tornado on the ground in northwestern Okfuskee County heading for the town of Welty. Again, if you know anybody in Welty or the rural areas from northwestern Okfuskee County into southern Creek County, IXL for one, you need to make sure you dial them up, text them, call them, do whatever you got to do. Facebook them. Make sure they know they cannot be out there looking at it, watching it come. They got to be out of the way or below ground. This is a monster tornado right here. There's all sorts of debris reports in the southwest Tulsa metro area. Say that again.
Wallpaper and insulation in Stroud.
Wallpaper and insulation in Stroud falling out of the sky. And there's even reports now, Bristow, Slick, the Tulsa metro area of debris coming out of the sky from these storms right here. This is a big likely wedge tornado. Reed Timmer's on it. He's been on it the whole time, and it's heading up toward IXL and Welty. We don't want that to go wipe through these towns and folks not know about it or be out of the way or below ground, because that's what you got to do. There's no two ways about it. This is a circulation that Emily's on, southeast of Prague. It's got significant circulation. It could produce tornadic activity as it rolls toward Okemah. Let's go back to Bob Moore, Chopper 4, surveying the damage, northwest Shawnee. John?
Yeah, Mike, this damage is absolutely, this is hard to look at here. We're just south of the Fire Lake Grand Casino here, and this is a trailer home, or a trailer park, that I believe is where they're talking about might even be the one fatality. This is going to be just east of the Shawnee Lakes, and as you can see, every trailer house in here is just completely gone. I mean, there's no two ways around it. We have, obviously, sheriff as well as emergency crews on hand, searching for the area, looking for people. But this is definitely the hardest hit area, and, I mean, as you can see, this is just, words almost can't describe. This is a complete war zone where everything is gone. The only thing left is just piles of debris that are just about level with the ground. The south side of this trailer park here looks like it was okay or kind of spared. It looks like it went just north of the farther south Twin Lakes Dam. And as Travis backs out, you're getting an excellent wide shot here from Bob Moore Chopper 4. But it definitely has a ton of damage to it and just completely wiped out here. Mike?
John, these folks were hit on May 24th of 2011 also. Maybe not exactly, but awfully close to exactly. Because that barrel tornado went across, it split the lakes on May 24th of 2011. So this one went across mainly the South Lake. Is that right, of Twin Lakes?
Yeah, it went across it went just in between the two lakes. It went like the far north lake of Twin Lakes, the south side of the dam, which kind of parallels which runs parallel to the dam on the South Lake. It went just straight through there and just completely wiped out the far north half of this trailer park here.
Man, yeah, they've been hit twice then, because that May 24th in 2010 split the lakes, went right in between the two as a large barrel after it produced that tornado on Highway 9 in Norman. It essentially did about the exact same, almost the identical track, and it was a violent tornado also. This is clearly, as you can see, a lot of F3 and likely some F4 damage here. John?
And you know, Mike, I'm looking over at the lake, and you can see the lake water level is down. I mean, as the tornado came across here, it sucked water up. And as I'm recalling kind of the chain of events as what happened when we were over there watching, we had the storm pretty good, and then if you recall, it just kind of got washed out with all that white. That's when it was sucking all this water up with it prior to just hitting this trailer park here. So we couldn't actually see the funnel, but we got all that white that kind of flooded out our screen. But you can see just where the water is probably a foot lower than where it was before. Maybe not a foot, maybe, but you can definitely see the difference where the water, it looks like it's been actually taken out of the lake. So it's this storm was definitely no joke, and it had a lot of power to it as it transitioned to the northeast towards Shawnee.
John, what are you seeing as far as emergency vehicles are concerned? Do you see any hot spots in there that you can identify?
If right there in the top left of your screen, you kind of see the fire trucks, and I've seen a couple paramedics with backpacks on running, and but I haven't seen them just in one particular what's left of a mobile home, like if they're actually searching for some people or if they're if they're rendering aid. I think it appears that most people got out or got somewhere safe. I don't see any hot spots to emergency crews. But I have seen some people running north towards that far left mobile home area, and most paramedics, they have they've got a backpack on with just some immediate medical aid that they could render to people. But as far as a hot spot, I'm not seeing any. But right there, look at this, the two trailer house foundations. Everything is completely gone. Just the plywood sitting right on top of the I-beams. You can see the wood girders there that run east-west in between the I-beams. Everything completely gone, sucked gone, Mike.
Let's take control room. If we can take BGAN 2, we can show you some tape from Reed Timmer. And this was the tornado at about this exact time in BGAN 2. And there it is. That's really close to that area. And you see the size of the tornado there. Quite large, barrel shape, wedge shape, barrel shape, sometimes up over a half a mile wide, winds over 200 miles an hour, probably in the 250 range. We don't know whether or not we've had any F5s today, but I think it's safe to say we've had some F4s, at least 2 F4s, but not to say there might not have been some F5s with this also. I'd have to look at the damage. Let's go back to John Welsh and Bob Moore Chopper 4 with an update here from Twin Lakes. This is west of Shawnee.
Yeah, this is just west of Shawnee, just south of I-40 and the Fire Lake Grand Casino here. It's going to be just east of the actual Twin Lakes area, and we're showing you this mobile home park. And the desk has confirmed with me that there are fatalities in here, and if I'm guessing, it's going to be on this the northwest side of the park, just because that has the absolutely most damage done to it. And I mean, crews are out there working. As you can see, people just stand in awe, of just, hey, they've lost everything. I've never had to physically lose everything, but I can't imagine the heartbreak and just the shock that they're feeling at this time, looking at, that could be possibly everything you own. Trees are snapped off. If we're going to back out off of this trailer park, and we're going to kind of show you some more damage. We're going to pan the camera to the right, and you'll see the boat ramp and the parking lot here. If Travis will pan to the right, we'll go just to it's going to be at the North Dam on the south side of the lake. You can see where water, the storm actually sucked water. Keep coming to the right, Travis. Keep coming around. And right there, zoom in on the bottom. And you can see where the storm actually sucked all that water, and it's left the mud on the actual parking lot right there by the boat ramp. And there's several houses over here that are hit as well. There's one, and I'm just looking at the damage to it. If Travis will back out and pan to the bottom of the screen, it appears that it's a trailer house just because there is a foundation, what looks like. But it doesn't appear that there's anything else, or that might have been a shop. Hey, back out just a little bit, Travis. We're going to try. I want to show you this one house. There's a brick over frame structure that is still there, but this house is completely gone. All the contents are just north. Pan down, Travis, and to the right. Right. Keep coming down. Keep coming down. Right. One more down. Right there. Yeah, on the top of the screen. As you can see, just all the contents of the house was pushed completely forward. So it appears that this storm, just tracking, it went over the south part of the lake, kind of paralleled the south dam, going straight to the east, hit several of these houses here. I've got several turned over vehicles, a couple rather large RVs, you know, gross weighing, I don't know, 15 to 20,000 pounds, just laid on their side. These mobile homes completely gone. I've got that brick over frame structures missing its roof, and you've seen all the water on the mud on the parking lot. That just all that surge of energy just sucked that dirt and everything up. And prior to actually hitting the trailer park, where we do know now that there have been some fatalities. Mike.
Okay, John, appreciate that. I'll tell you what, let's just shift gears here for just a second. We'll come back to John. Let's go to the storm tracker, and we still have a large tornado, I think, on the ground. It's heading for the little town of IXL, on 48. So it's going to cross 48. It may hit Welty, but Welty to IXL on 48. And there are a fair amount of folks that live on 48. My wife's from Bristow, which is right up there. You go southbound, there's a lot of folks that live on Highway 48. It's a pretty major state highway between Okemah and Bristow. So this is a big tornado here. And again, if you know anybody that lives down there on 48, you need to do everything you can right now, if you haven't already done it, to get a hold of them. I mean, if they're on Facebook, or text them or call them or something, and make sure that they know that this thing is coming across 48 right now. I think it's a large tornado. Reed Timmer is still tracking it. And this one's still developing a tornado on it as well, and it's heading pretty much for Okemah. It might go just north of Okemah, but Boley, you see Boley there, Castle, there's IXL, and then Welty and Okemah at 813. And then the little town of Fusky at 827. You're starting to talk about the northern sides of Lake Eufaula by that time. But this has got an impressive hook on it. Emily Sutton's still on that storm as well. And what do you got? Let's go back to the damage with John. John?
Yeah, Mike, and we're trying to zoom in here. I did see him bring out a back brace earlier, a backboard, you know, like you would put on a gurney and push into the ambulance. But so there, obviously, you see the fireman there. Travis will pan out and go to your left, or keep following down that road, and you'll see we've got some emergency crews, a bunch of lights. It looks like a consolidated effort right there on the south end of the park, which is pretty much in the center, that they're working on. And like again, we had talked about earlier, there have been fatalities out of this park. Unfortunately, I do know that there's a road that runs east and west south. On my map, it's called Buckthorn Road. And there's emergency crews and a lot of cars lined up on there, so possibly it could be some loved ones in there looking, you know, or family members waiting to make sure their loved ones are okay, or coming in to, you know, assist in the effort of this thing that is completely gone. And just on the road that runs north-south, just south of the Fire Lake Casino, there's some traffic on it as well. And it appears that they're, you know, either looking in the area, or, you know, I don't think it's some people that are just looking. I think they're actually concerned about the residents here, trying to make sure that everybody's okay. But we have, you know, Oklahoma Highway Patrol, as well as ambulance, and it looks like some Shawnee fire trucks in there that are kind of going through the debris.